as you can handle. Sit back and relax and enjoy your lunch right here with me. 92.9 FM HD2 KCOH, y'all. Let's go.
Yo, this is Charles Dawson, owner of Dawson Chemicals and Janitorial Supplies Company. I'm coming to you today to let you know that we're a janitorial supply company that serves all of Houston and surrounding areas. We supply them with all kind of chemicals and janitorial supplies like paper products, chemicals, waxes, strippers, disinfectants, and all kind of pest control. We would love to have your business. We're the only company in Houston, Texas that service the whole area and surrounding areas and offer free same-day delivery. No minimum order. Most companies want you to buy $200-$300 worth of supplies before they deliver them free. But we'll do it with no minimum order because we've been doing this for over 38 years. My name is Charles Dawson. Please give me a call at area code 713-697-7137, area code 713-697-7137, and we would definitely want to be your supplier.
Do you have a topic for the Al Rucker Show? We would love to hear from you. Visit us at alruckershow.com or follow us on social media at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Al Rucker Show. Tune in every Friday from 1 to 2 p.m. on 92.9 HD2. Broadcast live from Houston's historic KCOH studios. The Al Rucker Show, the best thing to do on a Friday afternoon.
KCOH TV, broadcasting on 92.9 HD2.
And I'm back. And again, we want to do this. The high school football season is about to start. And many of the youngsters are getting ready to take the field. And hey, I don't know where you went to high school. That's your thing. But I went to Worthing, and we have a history of football. We have a Hall of Famer. We have a player who played in the first Super Bowl, Otis Taylor. We have a player who played in the first Super Bowl AFC Team won, Otis Taylor. We have Michael Singletary, who won a Super Bowl. Also, Clifford Branch won a Super Bowl. Chris Hudson, Jacksonville, played in the Super Bowl, played top quality football, played and came out of Worthing. All of these great players. So, hey, Lemuel Stinson, Worthing. So we brag about, we don't have the numbers now, and we have to play the kind of football they play now. But Worthing will be better than average in 2016. And we want to wish Coach Ellis and his team the best of luck. So if you're a youngster out there, think about this. And you're in school at, say, Fort Ben Elkins, or over in Summer Creek, or in the Woodlands, or at Katy, or down at Atascocita, and you have aspirations of being a broadcaster, you can do what I'm doing. You can get on the radio one day and say, hey, I want to brag about my school. Like I can. I can brag about Worthing. So why not? Anyway, we bring in a couple of other young gentlemen, and one of the scariest things as you get older is not getting older. The scariest thing about getting older is having so much energy, and you're not supposed to be doing some of the things that you do, and you don't want to do too much. It's scary. Yeah. It's really scary because you don't feel as tired as you think you should be. You see some of your counterparts, they may not go running and walking, so their wind may not be, or stamina may not be what yours is. And so you kick in with another piece of energy at a certain time of the day, and you're wondering, why am I not as tired as he is? Or blah, blah, blah. So anyway, but you enjoy the moment. Christopher Smith.
Sir. Robert Lihalakha.
Say it again.
Robert Lihalakha.
Robert
Lihalakha.
Lihalakha. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Lihalakha. Robert Lihalakha. What does the name mean?
That's a good question.
Where your people from?
The name originates from Kenya.
Kenya, okay. I knew it had to be something. Okay.
Yeah.
Kenya. So you're Kenyan? You got Kenyan blood in you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we all got, I think I'm Ethiopian. If you go back, we mixed up with some Ethiopian and Caucasian and Native American. Can you believe that? We mixed up. We're all mixed up.
Exactly.
And the Showcase Houston basketball event, you had the first one last year, and I understand it was quite a success out at Wheeler Fieldhouse. And you young guys have decided to do it again.
Yes, sir.
And what date do you have?
Forever.
Okay, forever. Okay.
Every year. April 8th, 2017 is the next scheduled date.
And how did the first one go? Tell us a little bit about the first, and who came up with the idea to do the Showcase Houston first?
Well, me and Rob, we both had kind of similar ideas as far as compiling some of the best talent in Houston and putting them on the floor, because competition has been dead in Houston for a while, and the Houston basketball scene isn't just as exciting as it used to be. So we came up with Showcase Houston. And the first one went fairly well. You know, Wheeler seats 2,000 people, but we had about 300, 400 people. Yeah. You know, it was the first time that we've done this, you know, as event planners in the sports realm, you know, but the buzz after the game, you know, it skyrocketed, you know, so.
Who coached the kids? Who coached the young men?
Some of the local high school coaches. Coach Jackson, who was at Sharpstown, is now at Scarborough now.
Okay.
And Christian Sanye.
At Ridge Point. He's at Ridge Point right now. So.
Okay, so they coached the teams. Mm-hmm. And you had, what, 10 or 12 players on each team?
10 players per team.
10 players per team. And how did you pick these? They were all seniors, of course.
No,
sir.
No,
that's the special thing about our game.
Okay, go ahead.
Our game features the top players in Houston regardless of class.
Okay.
So if you're let's
say
take
you're a
it
ninth
back.
grader. I've seen some ninth graders in the Stars of the Future tournament.
Exactly.
Could play anywhere at that stage.
Right.
The thing about it is, just generally speaking, across the nation, you have all-star games.
Yes.
But they single out all the underclassmen.
Right.
They only have the seniors, and we thought that there's a lot of kids in Houston, especially like a few years back, De'Aaron Fox.
Yes.
He was a sophomore, and he was basically killing the Houston scene.
Right.
And
he's going to Kentucky.
He's going to Kentucky right now.
Yeah.
So, given the situation that was, now there's kids that are also underclassmen, freshmen, and sophomores that are also killing the scene, but they're not able to play in the All-Star game.
Right.
They have to basically rely on waiting for AAU season to start. And the main thing is not only the competition, but the commemoration of the public school season.
Right.
So we're commemorating you for your previous season.
Right. Okay.
We don't want to wait till your senior year to commemorate you on all 4 years. We want to get it done annually.
And if you're the best in Houston, you're the best in Houston. The special thing about our game is the competitive nature that's there. You're playing against the other top guys in the city, you know, versus when you're on your
no
high
matter
school
what class
team.
Also.
Yeah,
no matter what grade you're in. Okay.
You're playing in the regular season, and you might play against another top player, but the rest of the guys on that opposing team aren't as talented as that top player. So, you know, when you come to Showcase Houston, you know, you're playing against the upper echelon of Houston, you know, the elite talent in Houston. So that's a special thing. And
have you picked some players out already?
We wait until the season.
Okay.
To kind of pick the kids out.
Right, but you've got an idea of 1 or 2 or 3, right?
Yeah, we have an idea, at least 5 or 6.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're returners. You know, some of them are returners. They're doing really good. They just did very good in AAU ball, and they were extravagant during the season. So I mean, granted that they stay healthy.
Yes.
You know, they should be good.
Yeah, we had Savion Flagg last year.
Yes.
Who was, I don't want to say virtually unknown because he's had his name out there. He's a good talent, but you know, after the game, you know, he shot up to top 75 in the nation. That's not to say that it was because of Showcase Houston, but what we do is we spot the talent before they reach that national peak of recognition.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, so you're having a game again on April 8th.
April 8th.
2017.
Yes, sir.
And how you have a website?
Yeah, showcasehou.com.
Okay, say it again.
Showcasehou.com.
What's on your website?
Pretty much just general information about the game.
Yes.
The how the game is ran.
Mm-hmm.
Me and him, our backgrounds.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is being it is under construction right now.
Okay.
You know, we're revamping the website because we have a lot more content to put on there, and
exactly,
it's going to look better going forward.
Okay. Now the other thing about your game, well, let's find out a little bit. How old are you guys?
I'm 28.
Yeah. I just turned 28.
Okay, you're young guys, and this is your second one. You better enjoy this because you said you're gonna do it forever. Mm-hmm. You look up and it'll be number
58.
Yeah, for 38. 38. Think about it if it's 38.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll be 58 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I mean, but you have aspirations of doing this forever. This is not some fly-by-night deal that you want to do.
No, sir.
But just now you want to do it forever.
Well, it's our kind of our hidden agenda with the game. You know, both of us have separate business brands outside of Showcase Houston that we brought together for it. And one thing we have in common is teaching these high school players how to brand themselves and carry themselves in a more professional manner. You know, and doing this Showcase Houston thing, it allows us that access to them, you know, to be able to teach them about personal branding and professionalism, how to market themselves, how to carry themselves on social media.
Yes.
Because it's a global market now
with
everything, and they need to know how to monetize their own name and their own identity. So this is a start for us.
Give us an example. See, you guys are 28 years old.
Let's use Kendrick. We're working with a player right now.
We're working with Kendrick Davis right now. We're building the mindset right now. But his trend is having the headband, and he wears it a certain way. But he also has
some pads,
a brand name that we're trying to create it into a brand name. But he goes by 150, you know, and he has a lot of guys that claim this 150 mantra, you know. I don't want to go 100%. I want to go 150.
Right. Okay.
We want to get him carrying that brand around on T-shirts and headbands.
So you all are trying to get him to do the brand thing while they're still early.
Right. Why get bought out by Nike and you can carry your own stuff?
This is the thing. In our community.
Yes.
Even when we were coming up in our community,
which is now you're coming up now. You're only 12 or 13 years away from it. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Go ahead.
So when we were teenage basketball players, you essentially get swayed on what team to go with because they start handing you shoes, they start handing you T-shirts, and now that we are able to get our own stuff made, we starting to realize that it's really cheap to make.
Right.
You know, it's really, really, really cheap to make. But
I see you got your Showcase Houston shirts on.
Exactly.
Right.
So, with that being said, we try to get the kids to understand that if they change their mindset and instead of trying to be a brand endorser, you be the brand.
Okay.
You start your own brand, start making your own money.
Right.
And with Kendrick Davis, he has a pretty good following already.
Okay.
You know,
send me his link. I want to see.
Sam Houston. He's from Sam Houston. They played with the Twins. Yeah. And they beat De'Aaron Fox in the playoffs.
Okay.
But
probably
2
the
years
best
straight.
Point guard since TJ Ford.
Yeah, he's one of the best point guards.
Okay.
Yeah. So he has his own brand, and we're just trying to get him to understand.
His own brand in high school. This is revolutionary. You know that, don't you?
Yes,
don't you all know this?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And
it's scary.
We want more of.
But it's great. It's great in my opinion. Mm-hmm. You may be scary, but it is great.
Well, it's getting them to understand the investment, you know, mindset. You know, if a company is willing to invest $20 million into you, then they know they're gonna earn either double or triple that off of you. You know, off of their association. So
maybe even quadruple.
Yeah. Really. So if you knew how to have your own socks, your own shorts, your own shirt, whatever products, and have that, and now you have Instagram and social media, so you can go direct to consumer. Yeah. So once they understand that, you know, and it's already happening. You got Kanye West with Adidas. Adidas is jumping behind him instead of him endorsing Adidas. You got Nike who bought out LeBron, basically. You know, they're starting to understand that the people are following their favorite entertainers and celebrities. So it's those individual people that are going to be the ones that push the brand further or push the product further. So getting them to understand this now is, hey, Nike's not going to cut everybody $1 billion check. You know, so go ahead and get your own slice of the pie.
Well, go ahead.
And basically, we're using this this Showcase Houston to give them the information during the game, after the game, and so we've already built basically a network with the parents of the kids to funnel the information to them. Yes, we are playing basketball, but It's more than basketball for us. We're trying to give them information, but we're using the game as a vehicle to get the information to them.
Right.
Now, the thing of, okay, let me add, the thinking that you all are exhibiting here today, many people, see, when they think of people your ages, they, drive-bys.
Oh, yeah.
The pot, the fast lane, etc.
Yeah.
But I tell people all the time, there are guys like you all out there all the time. We just have to find you that are doing things that are positive.
Right.
And talk about that. Where did you get this kind of mindset? To think like, the Brandon, I mean, you're 28 years old.
Well, look.
There's some people 40 and 50 that haven't gotten it yet.
well, when we were, all right, so we're literally best friends. We've been playing
best friends.
Yeah, we've been playing basketball together since 6th grade. That's what brought us together. Okay. And so every year from then, we've been trying to sharpen each other only on the basketball court. Mm-hmm. You know, we weren't trying to better each other. But once we got out of college, we played college ball, and we coached also.
Yeah.
It's like, what's next? What's the next challenge? Because now we can't compete on the court. Now we have to compete in life. And that's one of the main concepts that all of our coaches pushed. Like basketball, yes, you're going to learn these tools for basketball, but you got to learn for life. So I probably say around 23 or 24, we started just basically like we had our own TED Talks in the living room. You know, going back and forth. You know, we should create this. We should do this. We should do this. And going back and forth. He shoot my ideas down, I shoot his ideas down, but we're shooting them down in a constructive way. Right. You know, nah, this won't work because of this. This will work because of this. And then we finally matched up on just visions, company visions, and
And then before all the recent, tragic shootings with police and African Americans, we had been thinking about the plight of even young African Americans, where they end up. We've had several friends that passed away and got locked up because they didn't have the education outside of the sports. And the sports has been kind of like a trap or a web for young African American men, and you don't know what else to do. So
that's why Derek Fisher's trying to come back and play basketball.
We're involved in real estate. We're involved in several other investment opportunities, and we're just using this platform of basketball, something that we know, to have that access, to these younger players and to be able to teach them these things. But as far as where this mindset came from, I mean, we were aware that we're in last place as African American men, and to understand different business concepts, you
gotta separate yourself.
Yeah, just gotta separate yourself.
Where did you go to school? We'll start with you.
Hightower for high school.
Fort Bend Hightower. Who coached you at Hightower?
Greg Wise and David Peavy.
And what did you get from those two?
Greg Wise was a lot more. Okay, so Greg Wise had an assistant named Charles Phillips.
Yeah,
he was the guy.
Charles Phillips. Okay.
He was the guy.
Okay.
He spent a lot of time on us. Just
talking about
cultivating our mindsets.
Other things in basketball.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Cultivating our mindsets. Teaching us life after the game. Teaching us how to work hard in different areas of life. And so he just used basketball like as a platform. That was his main thing. He just used basketball as a platform. And anybody from, I'd say, 98? 99 to 2006. 2006 could basically attest to him being
Coach Phillips.
Father figure.
Yeah, he's a father. He was a father figure. He was,
a lot of us didn't have fathers in the home.
Yeah,
so.
A lot of us didn't. So
he was your father figure.
He was that guy. I'll pick you up, take you home, whatever you need, advice, this and that. Anything in any area.
Where did you go to college?
I went to McNeese State University in Lake Charles.
Yeah, Lake Charles. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about you.
Of course, Hightower High School, and then went to U of H after I finished playing college ball.
Okay, where did you play college ball?
At Frank Phillips Junior College and Incarnate Word.
Incarnate Word, yeah.
Yeah, Frank Phillips is actually in Amarillo,
okay,
or a small town called Borger.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Amarillo's the safest word to say.
That had to be a mind blower for you to go from Houston to where? Amarillo?
Right. Oh, yeah, it's totally different. There ain't too many of us up there.
I know, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So now we go back to the Showcase Houston basketball game, and how can people get involved with you? What do you?
Definitely. Right now, last year was totally funded out of our own pockets.
Right.
This year we're going after sponsors, but we are looking for different vendors. Anybody who wants to shop their product around during the game or market some services, you know, we're open to that. You know,
this is at Willard Fieldhouse.
Willard Fieldhouse, yes,
okay.
right across the street from First Colony Mall.
Yeah. Easy to get to right off of
59.
Off 59. The freeway, yeah.
Exit Highway 6.
Yeah,
and it's
right there,
quarter mile.
Right now, you just have one game.
One game.
Tell us the concept of the game. What happens? It's just a basketball game.
Okay,
I know it's
all entertainment.
Yeah,
it's a festivity. It's a whole event.
Okay.
All right. So the game is going to have the top 20 kids. They're going to play, but the
dunking contest.
Yes, there's going to be a dunk contest.
You have a dunk contest?
Yes, there's going to be a dunk contest. Actually, Savion Flagg won the last one. He jumped over two high school. You know, they stood straight up, jumped clean over him, and completed the dunk. And dunk was actually.
Wait a minute, who did this? Wait a minute, who did it?
Savion Flagg out of Alvin High School.
Okay, he did what now?
He jumped over two people and
How tall? They were midgets?
Nah, 6 foot.
About 6 foot, and he's 6'7".
He jumped over both of them.
Both of them.
And slammed.
Same time.
Okay.
Same time.
Okay.
And actually, that dunk was featured on KHOU for his Athlete of the Week.
Sure was. Okay. Matt Newsome did it.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure did. I remember. Okay, that was in your game.
And then we have more entertainment to the game because, you know, we know it's not just all about basketball. When we say Showcase Houston,
yes,
we're literally showcasing Houston. So we had Houston rapper Propane perform last
kind of
game.
Is Propane.
Propane.
It must be a big name the way you all say it proudly. Yeah. I'm the one out of the loop. Who is this?
Well, he's still
Thug,
climbing.
Right?
Well, yeah, he's affiliated. I mean, he has his own. Well, he's part of this new generation of own your own. You know, he has his own record label. Yeah. You know, he's pushing his own you know, content and products. You know, so Showcase Houston, we're trying to bring, you know, all the great basketball players that have come out of Houston. Mm-hmm. We want to commemorate them, especially for this game. That's the theme, is commemorating the old or the past, you know, and bringing them, you know, together to appreciate and celebrate and push these youngsters forward, you know, for the future.
You never heard of Shotgun Dutton, have you?
Shotgun, no.
Cecil Shotgun Dutton came out of Wheatley.
Oh, yeah?
Before the three-point shot.
Oh, yeah?
He was shooting three-pointers.
Well, we know Henry Smalls from Cashmere.
Yeah, Henry Smalls. But this, I'm going to give you some names. That's one that you may want to salute.
Yeah.
Because he still think he can shoot.
Oh, yeah?
He may take a shot at the age he is now.
Yeah.
But Cecil Shotgun Dutton out of Wheatley High School and Texas College.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you got a host of them around here.
We want to commemorate all of them.
All the you know, the city of Houston has produced a lot of NBA players. We got several NBA champions, dunk champions. You got Gerald Green, Kendrick Perkins, Dexter Pittman. I mean, let's go.
You got
TJ Ford, Emeka Okafor, John Lucas,
all these guys.
I mean, we can go on and on, but you know,
Daniel House is the latest one.
Yeah, he's the latest one.
Daniel House.
George Walker. You never heard of George Walker?
George Walker.
Yep.
The real George Walker.
Yeah.
The daddy?
Yeah,
the daddy. Okay.
Joe Young,
Yeah, all that
so
kind of stuff.
It's just about getting people in Houston excited about what we have to offer in Houston. You know, Houston is a hotbed of talent as far as sports and entertainment, and we're bringing both of those fields together to make it enjoyable for, you know, friends, family, everybody.
And when you do things like what you're doing, but the two of you had each other and some others, Coach Phillips and some others. But you always run into people who tell you you can't do things. You had that, right?
Man.
Always.
Talk about that for a moment.
Even on Twitter, man.
Right.
They tell us we can't do something, man. Like, man, you don't even know what we're doing yet.
Right. So they're doing that now.
Right.
Talk about what keeps you going in that regard. The two of you and others. What keeps you going when you get all those kind of tweets?
I'd say, you know, with me and him, and there's more of us, you know, that we talk to and we conversate with, and they're doing stuff. But we're kind of leaders in our own right. You know, we understand that we have to make a sacrifice for our kids. So what we're doing is building brands and businesses that our kids will inherit. So that we can start having that generational wealth in the African American community. Yeah, you know,
that's the main. That's really the main. That's really the main drive.
Right.
We talk about that. We talk every day.
Right.
And we talk about that every day. Like, yes, we do want to put on for the kids right now, the high school kids right now. But I don't even have any kids. He had, you know, basically his son is my nephew, and I'll talk about it right now. I joke around with Connor. He's only 2 years old, basically, and I say, look, this game's for you, and he can't understand it.
Yeah,
but
he will.
Yeah, he will. Yeah,
right.
It's
especially when you get up there around 10 and 12.
Mm-hmm.
Number 12, Houston Showcase number 12. Mm-hmm. The 15th annual, 20th annual Houston Showcase.
This thing is going bigger than just Houston. We're going national in a few. So
that's great. Now the other, with so many things happening to young guys like you, the police, you mentioned that, the black-on-black killings. How do you all deal with that? What are your thoughts on Black Lives Matter and all that?
Well, I support it. Believe it or not, I was actually in Atlanta last week, and I got to basically sit with Rosalind Brewer. She's the CEO of Sam's Club, and she's a black lady.
Right.
So I never knew that.
I didn't know it until recently either. But you met her.
Yeah, I got to meet her, and just speaking with her and her position on it. At times you can kind of fall back and be like, well, I just kind of. But when she spoke, I felt like, nah, you can't just fall back and you can't just sit back. You have to be. Everyone has to be an activist, even white people. The white people that aren't, completely on the other side.
Right.
You gotta support just the injustice in general. So I'm supportive of Black Lives Matter. I'm supportive of all that, but at the same time, I'm not gonna support it at the end when somebody gets killed. I want to support it also by inspiring the kids to do better, or teaching them different ways, because you can lead somebody, or you can give somebody a circumstance, or they make bad decisions, and then a cop, even though it's unjust, cop kills them. They may have never been in that situation if they had another opportunity.
Right.
So,
and that's what I'm kind of on the other end. I mean, I support Black Lives Matter, but I always like to think about when black people kill black people, or when we're out here not doing what we need to do for each other. Where's the revolutionaries then, or the speakers then? So what we're doing, is kind of trying to. Like, we're still not where we want to be at, right. Individually.
But you're somewhere.
But we want to strive to get up to the top, to where, young African-American men, their only goal isn't just to hoop and rap, but it's to own a telecommunications company, or own an oil company, be a manager of an oil company, just different industries that we're trying to get into.
Yeah.
It happens. But one thing I talked to him about, is, where were these individuals when they got shot and killed by the police? They were walking around, they weren't, they didn't have much to do. And I blame us, the black community, for that, because we haven't positioned ourselves to hire our brothers and sisters into higher places to make sure that they're financially equipped to live a lifestyle to where they won't be bothered by racist bigots, that are working in the police department. Yeah.
So
idle minds. We always talk about idle minds.
Right.
Just being on the corner. Winos, just sitting there and
with a 40 ounce.
With a 40 ounce, man. Come on. And so it puts you in a position to be judged.
Yeah.
You're in a position to be judged, and even by your own people.
Yes.
Like, they don't want to necessarily walk right beside you because they don't know what you're gonna do.
Right.
And it's, yes, everybody should not be prejudged, but if you sitting on the corner and you've been on the corner for 8 hours, and I went to work, and on the way back, you still there and you drinking,
Yeah.
And there's three types of black people.
Yeah.
There's the ones that have made it.
Yeah.
There's the ones that are trying to make it.
Yeah.
And then the ones that ain't trying to make it because they don't know how.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in that middle road, which is kind of where we're at,
right,
it's very difficult. Because we're trying to break past the ceiling that the ones that have made it, they're not even looking at. And those guys are NBA players. They're in the entertainment. Go look at the Forbes wealthiest families. The top 25. That's not entertainment. That's real estate. Commercial real estate, technology. We want to break into that. We want to get out of that box of we're just entertainers.
Yeah, we just y'all just can play basketball.
Right.
Y'all just Denzel, Will Smith.
Right. But okay, now, so that let me take it to Donald Trump. Are you all voting?
Yes, I'm voting. I'm for sure voting.
Okay, you all are voting. I'm not going to ask you who you're voting for, but you're voting, right?
I'm going to I'm going to vote for Bernie still. I'm going to write on
You
the.
vote
I'm
for
going to
Bernie
write on.
Sanders?
Yeah, I'm going to say
Why?
Bernie
Tell
Sanders.
us why. Why were you with Bernie Sanders?
I'm with Bernie Sanders.
Christopher, go ahead.
Because and I, to be honest,
Yes.
I just don't like Hillary and Trump. I think it's all a show.
Okay.
But with Bernie, and I haven't paid too much attention to everything he said verbatim as far as what he wants to do, but he seems to be wanting to bridge the gap between whites and blacks and Asians and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else that Trump is saying and Hillary saying, it seems like it's all a facade.
Trying to get a vote.
Yeah, so if it was up to me, I wouldn't vote at all. I mean, it is up to me, but if I'm going to vote for somebody, I'm going to vote for somebody who has a message that is kind of common to my ways of thinking.
Bernie Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm not necessarily gonna go for Bernie.
Yes.
Just because of the probability of him actually getting it. I'm definitely not Trump just because it's all a show for him. It's just a big circus for him.
Big business.
Right.
He'll say whatever this day, say whatever, and even though Hillary isn't always consistent on what she says, also,
Yes.
I think that she has a better position on doing greater good for more people.
Than Donald Trump.
Yeah, then Donald Trump, I don't even feel like he has a greater good. He's about him.
Right.
I don't even think he cares about his white voters.
How do you think? How did he just snatch the Republican nomination from in your opinions, from full-time politicians?
Money, man.
Well,
These
it's
guys
a
were
business
full-time.
move.
Yeah,
It's a business move. He's
but
been
these
selling
guys have
products.
been politicians for all of their lives. It's like you've been doing your game for 30. I've been doing my game for 30 years. You just gonna come take my game? No,
Right.
you're not gonna take my game. But how could they allow him?
He understands
as a group
controversy.
to come in and do it.
He understands controversy. He understands grabbing attention.
Yeah.
So I don't even think that he expected to make it this far, but
I
he's
don't
just
either.
going
didn't.
along with the ride. He's still selling with the great Make America Great
Again.
hats.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's making money in the process and spending a lot less of it than the others.
Getting money in. They're
Yeah,
taking a little money, turning it into a lot of money.
Right,
Donations. Yes.
But what
donations.
his supporters?
Yes.
And not all of them are white, but let's say the majority of them.
Yes.
They're doing what I feel black people should have done when Obama first got elected is, okay, yeah, we have a black president now. Now it's time for us to rise up, and do better.
As a people.
And come together.
Yeah.
We didn't do that. I think we just celebrated, we got a black president in office, and then it was just lay down. It's like, well, he in there.
Why do you think the gap is so? You guys are young. You're doing the basketball game. You mentioned real estate and other things that you're doing. Mm-hmm. Why is the gap? There's a gap between. I'm just going to use you all. There's a gap between people your age who are doing well and not doing well, and that gap seems to be greater than the gap between people my age who are black. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
Why is that gap between? I'm just dealing with the people your age.
I agree. No, we
Why
talk
is
about it
that
all the
gap
time.
wider between blacks?
Our age.
Yeah, blacks your age.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
And let's just say 24 to 30.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay. Yeah.
Let's just say 24 to 30.
Right.
They're still caught up in the things that are flashy, the things that are cool, instead of the things that matter.
Right.
So, for instance, there's a lot of different brands of clothing, and there's a lot of different things that a 24-year-old, the most 24-year-old, I say 90% of 24-year-olds to let's say 28-year-olds,
Yes.
want to get.
Right.
So instead of keeping that money and putting it to something that they can invest in, or putting it to something that matters, they go buy this. It literally is a weekly cycle.
Right.
Because they want to be one up on their friends.
Right.
They want to be
they're-
in the loop.
But they're further from individuals like you.
Mm-hmm.
That
It's
that
all
gap,
knowledge.
they're on
It's
this-
a
It's all
it's a
knowledge.
mindset.
The gap is wide.
it's
You're making more money.
Yeah.
You've got more education. You've got more inspiration in regards to trying to do the right thing and create things. And here, many of them are on the corner doing the 50 or 40 ounce deal. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Well,
no.
They have no
information
goals.
is the new wealth.
knowledge.
It's information, knowledge,
Yeah, that's
having
knowledge.
that and knowing how to see 10 years ahead
Yeah.
I think we lost sight of that, because
our age group.
Yeah, we're so dumbed down and distracted with everything, going
too many
on.
distractions, man.
It's and then we're not educated, like even for us, it was hard for us to kind of break out of that box, as far as being just athletes. My father wasn't in the home. Neither was his.
I had a stepdaddy later on, but
right, and so we didn't have anybody that was educated to come sit us down and say, hey, the money that you get, save it up. What is it? 90% of millionaires, have some type of ties in real estate.
Yeah.
Nobody came and told us that. Nobody came and told us,
we thought our riches would come from
right,
the ball.
But
right.
but the two of you mentioned real estate earlier. So somebody came to you and told you something about real estate.
Mine was from a mistake. I learned from my mistake.
His was from a mistake, and then after his mistake, I started research. I went to a real estate school.
Okay, that's Mr. Bogany over there. I'm gonna introduce you to him.
Okay. Just an online school. Yeah, but my online, I got a whole bunch of information. I got everything I needed to do, and then when I finished the school, I called him. I said, "You made a mistake."
Well, I bought my first house at 23.
You bought a okay. Now let's see. Think about it. Hold it back up. We talk about that all the time. You were a 23-year-old black guy buying a house.
Yeah, making $20,000 a year.
And what kind of house did you purchase that first one?
It was at the time I got it for $63,000. By the time I sold it, it was a foreclosure.
Okay.
But it was in good condition. It was back in Till Run.
I know what Till Run is. Yes.
Great condition.
Yeah.
By the time I sold it,
yes.
I think it was worth $30,000 more.
So it went up to 90.
It had $93,000.
So you had some change.
I did, and what did I do with it? You know what I did with it? This is what I did with it.
It is.
This is what I did with it. Me still being stuck in that mindset of valuing things that don't appreciate. I went out and got a Challenger. Dodge Challenger. So I was rolling. I had the freshest clothes. I was going out. I was swiping it. Anything I wanted, I was swiping, and not really understanding.
Yeah.
Man, that $30,000 can get me 2 other properties. As far as putting an investment down.
Multifamily.
Yeah. So I wasn't thinking, how do I make this money make more money?
Right.
Yeah. And so it was that mistake combined with the information that he had learned.
Yeah.
That kind of got me like, okay, I need to do my research a lot more.
Yeah.
And really start thinking better and differently. So that's what happened.
and the thing is, this is the thing. Once I got the information, we kind of recollected on his situation.
Right.
He was 23. We're basically the same age every year. 23, 23, 24, 24.
Yeah.
So on my 24th year,
yes,
about a year and a half after that, I started getting for a condo. And so by the time I turned 25, I got the condo. And then now, I've built in, I value added and I, renovated it and had, got my equity in it. And so I also did a flip with a friend, and now we can't make no mistakes because he learned basically going through. I learned from him, and I learned from just seeking out information. And so now there's absolutely no way we're gonna make a real estate mistake.
Now you met. You met like a godfather of that industry,
right?
Yeah. So now, let me.
We're over here in this Third Ward area.
I'm gonna tell you
trying to get all these properties.
I'm gonna tell you where you need to go.
We know what's happening over here.
You need to go down McGowan. I was down McGowan today. What's that? Nagel, McGowan, Dennis,
Nagel,
all that kind of
where
stuff.
Where Emancipation Park is being built at.
Well, it's just about finished now.
Right. Yes, sir.
Once again, your game is April 8th.
April 8th.
The Showcase Houston game, and those who have been listening have found out that the two of you, like I picked up early, are about more than just basketball.
Yeah.
And you're about helping people and doing the right thing, and also you're about looking out for yourselves and your family. Yes, and I really appreciate what you shared here today, because you all had no idea we was going this way, right?
Nah, I thought it was staying showcase. We jumped into politics.
Yeah. So what advice then? You've got people out there who may be your ages and younger, maybe even a little bit older. What kind of advice as we close it out, and then we'll close it out with the basketball game, what piece of advice would you give them?
Simply put, for me, everybody that is black, it's time to come together. Time to stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Let's put our pride aside. Let's come together, work together, and we can build together. And that's a simple recipe for us to, get over the hump,
Okay, and for me,
Robert, yes.
For me, it's just seek knowledge. We always go back and forth, and we talk about people that had the tools and all that, but they just didn't get by. Ignorance, in my opinion, is really no excuse. So you can't say, oh, I didn't know, because there's a lot of things that I didn't know that no one taught me. But now that we're in a tech age, you can get the information from credible sources online. And then, just seek there. It's so easy to get in contact with somebody. You have several platforms. If you don't have a cell phone, you can go to the library, get on Facebook, get on Twitter. There's more than enough platforms. So you cannot give me the excuse that you just don't know. So just seek knowledge for our community. Seek knowledge, and then we can go. We'll all be able to carry each other up.
Okay. Now, Showcase Houston again, April 8th. Any closing comment about your event and how people can be vendors, and you're going to be watching players and all that kind of stuff? Go ahead.
Well, first things first, we got to support our own city. Let's uplift our own city. We got a lot of talent in this city, produced in the past, still being produced. It's important that we show these young student athletes that we support them and their efforts and trying to become exceptional individuals. That's first things first. As far as vendors, follow us on Twitter, Showcase Hugh. Follow us on Instagram, Showcase Hugh. We will have more information coming up soon as far as how you can be involved with the game or how you can advertise and market your own brand and company with our game.
Yeah, and just so that you don't make a mistake, it's Showcase Hugh, Showcase HOU. So that's all the ats on all the platforms, and we will have an Eventbrite up for the tickets, but also the Eventbrite up for volunteers. So we this year we're trying to push, trying to get high school volunteers, because there is a program with Yes where they get hours and they're able to get a medallion, and that helps them out for their push to college. Being able to put those volunteer hours on your resume. On your resume, yeah. So that's that. And for the vendors, like you said, just contact us. Also, our email is shag.hou@gmail.com.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna let you write that down here for me before you leave.
Top 20 players in Houston. It's an exciting game. The clock was busted last year.
Did you have any HISD players in your game last year?
We did. Maxwell Evans, he dropped 31 points. He's a bad boy.
Twins, man. We had the twins.
Leonard and Kennard Robinson.
They're going to be at St. Thomas next year, so definitely not only support Showcase Houston, but we got to go to these games and support the kids when they go to college.
I know, yes, right.
Yeah, not only just Showcase Houston. We just want to support the guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, thanks. Yep. My pleasure, and I'll get you all back on soon. And congratulations, and thanks for all of the energy.
Oh, yeah.
And thanks for all of the honesty that you shared with us. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we'll be back in a moment.
KCOH TV, broadcasting on 92.9.